It's like they're looking at me. Ugh. They have too many eyes for my taste. Maybe after talking to Her Majesty, we'll be needing a couple of stiff shots. Perhaps a tad extravagant. So, can we ask you a few questions?
First, you have to answer us. Why are you so interested in the fate of a mere insect? Did it hurt one of your kind?
Not at all, ma'am. We were hired by someone. A widow.
Oh. So you're altruistic crusaders?
Maybe we were just bored, ma'am.
I've heard you boys have been stirring up a lot of trouble over the last 2 decades. Perhaps this time, you've delved too deep into the hornet's nest.
You think so?
We're certain.
We'll see. If you don't mind, we'd like to ask you a few questions.
Be our guest. We have nothing to hide.
Appreciate it. That's quite a throne you've got there.
Why, thank you. It was our late grandmother's 200 years ago.
Whoa, wait, then how old are you?
Do you think it's appropriate to ask such a question of a lady?
For cluck's sake, Marty.
Oh, yeah, sorry. But it is a really beautiful chair.
You're funny. We like you.
Thank the gods.
What can you tell us about the current state of the Hive?
Did you come here with paper bags on your heads? Have you not seen with your eyes?
Well, we'd like to hear it in your words.
As you wish. Since the Segregation Act, our people are suffering more than ever. We are eating ourselves alive. You may think we're being figurative, but we couldn't be more literal.
The Segregation Act wasn't good for business either, right?
Correct. We don't want to be seen as the selfless grande dame, or everyone's fairy godmother. No. We were running a thriving business.
You mean a thriving criminal business?
Call it what you like. It was blooming, but the blossom eventually withered. Now we are suffering like everyone else. The Hive is an oil barrel, detectives, and Clawville a crazy old fool with a match in his hand.
Is the barrel gonna explode?
And with it, the old fool.
Well, thanks for your honest opinion.
Not mere opinion. This is our future, gentlemen.
Tell me, do you remember a pianist called Douglas?
He's right above us, even as we speak. He's either drinking his tears or some hard booze.
Was he really your personal pianist?
Something like that. We loved him and the way he played, full of heart. But we couldn't tolerate his erratic behavior any longer.
Who was the guy he got into a fight with?
A fiancé of mine at the time. He's dead now. Douglas. That silly little thing. He was always madly in love with us. He put that in his songs. And that's why we loved him. But he was jealous.
Jealousy is a terrible demon.
It is, Detective. It is.
There's no hope of letting him back in?
You pity him, right? I can understand that. It happened to us, too. We let him back, but he can't play or stay sober.
If we could help you with those two things, would you take him back?
Perhaps. But why would you do that?
Nothing in the world. We're just trying to be good birds, that's all.
So the tales are true after all.
Well, we're talking to a living legend too, so tales can be true.
It's a deal, then. If you can find a cure for his hand and his heart, we'll welcome his return.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Are you ready to go a little deeper?
Oh, you mean you're going to interrogate us?
That's one way of putting it. I prefer to call it a controlled conversation.
Interesting. You seem like a rough, crude fellow at first glance. But underneath those
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Especially the ruffled feathers part.
Our pleasure. Well,
I'd be delighted. The Queen seems to like us, but that may be a simple disguise. In any case, a veteran criminal like her is probably harder to break than to open with the right honeyed words. Boost her ego. That can be a solid tactic. But either playing the good or the bad cop, nothing is impossible if you ask the right questions in the right tone.
be forewarned, Detective. What you learn here may shake everything you've ever believed in.
You think I believe in anything? It seems your famous senses have failed you.
We'll see, Mr. Featherland. We'll see.
Please tell us about yourself, Your Majesty. How did you become who you are?
You'd be surprised how little awareness there was in it. Things happened. Years flew by. And suddenly we found ourselves on this throne.
Lucky coincidences?
There are no coincidences, dear Inspector. We just did what we thought was right.
Right. We rarely hear that from the heads of criminal organizations, if I don't offend you.
What is right for someone, and in what situation, is subjective. We've lived our whole lives by a code of what we thought was right.
Isn't that convenient?
Sometimes it is. Sometimes the opposite.
Let's get to the point. Bodies are disappearing from the cemetery, and the clues have led us here. What do you think? Why?
You're not playing games. We appreciate that. Yes, in a way, we understand that some clues could have led you here. But those can be misleading. We know nothing about the missing bodies.
You don't know about them, or you have nothing to do with them. Big difference.
There is a big difference. We've heard things. The Great Web is everywhere. And every little bit of information makes its threads twitch. But no, we have nothing to do with them.
Someone was hit with a bottle that had the name of this place on it. Is it a coincidence?
We don't believe in coincidences, Mr. Featherland. But that doesn't prove that the perpetrator was following our orders.
It's true. It could have been a simple bum or just an angry boozer. Am I right?
For example.
Still, something's bothering me.
What?
Why the mysterious phrasing? Why didn't you just say you didn't know anything about it, plain and simple?
Because it wouldn't have been true, Mr. Featherland.
Let's say I believe you. Do you think the glass was not just a weapon, but also a message?
An interesting theory, and there may be some truth in it. As the place is well known and has been ours for decades, yes, we can see why you might think that.
So you agree that the clues lead logically here?
If it is a message, we did not send it. It would be foolish to leave a clue like that, unless it leads to a trap. Am I right?
Well, forgive the assumption, but for a spider queen sitting in the middle of the Great Web, setting a trap seems quite apt.
If so, you would be in big trouble.
And is that the case?
No, not yet. I like you. You're sharp and respectful, most of the time. At least, for a chicken.
You're great at insulting and complimenting at the same time.
Thank you.
Suppose I believe that it wasn't you. Why didn't you take action against it?
You still think we're the feared and dreaded vigilantes of the Hive. Unfortunately, those days are over, Inspector. The Great Web is now more of an information center than a real, viable enterprise.
But information is power, ain't it?
Indeed, it is. But much more so for a place that is not cut off from every other part of the world. We've been enclosed, Mr. Featherland. So the world is slowly but surely passing us by.
Unless you do something about it.
Yes, but that's another story. You know, the people of the Hive don't need the Great Web to express their feelings. Especially their anger.
A hive-sized rebellion, for example.
Of course, neither the city nor the Crown wants that. In fact, we don't want it. But sadly, We are no longer the most powerful in the Hive. There are others who say how things are done.
Okay, if it wasn't you, then who was it? Who has the reason and the power to do such a thing?
The Golden Fang clan is well entrenched in the Hive. Thanks in part to them, much of our business is no longer, how shall we say, profitable.
The clan, huh? I heard they've been pretty quiet lately.
The fact that a criminal organization doesn't openly blow things up doesn't mean they're not very present, as you well know, Mr. Featherland. And for all we know, you and your partner are very much responsible for the existence of the clan in the first place.
Really? Please, enlighten me.
If the Wessler Empire hadn't fallen, the smaller clans that then waged war for power would never have been born. Am I right?
The Wessler Empire, huh? That was an old case, Your Majesty. If we hadn't stopped that threat, we might have been in even bigger trouble.
Oh, you really think so? That it could be worse than this? The whole city was ravaged by gangs feuding over the remnants of the Wessler Empire. These gang wars have consumed all the attention of the Crown and the police, leaving nothing left for the Hive. One angry insect, fed up, committed an assassination attempt that eventually led to the Segregation Act. See, after all, it all started when the so-called Chicken Police put the head of the Wessler Empire on ice over some petty, little, private matter.
You know, that's kind of a loose and far-fetched hypothesis.
Oh, we haven't covered everything, but you know that in the big picture, we're perfectly right.
I'm beginning to feel like you're interrogating me and not the other way around.
Oh, please don't. We didn't mean to frighten you.
Then may I continue?
We are at your service.
So, it's the Golden Fang clan that's got you and your people in a tight spot. Am I right?
We're not saying they're responsible for the disappearances. But if it wasn't us, they seem the most likely choice.
I have to agree. Are you willing to talk about them?
To a certain extent, yes. As long as it doesn't harm our interests.
Okay, then let's continue the conversation in this vein. Why would the clan need a fresh corpse? What can they do with it?
Did you say fresh? How fresh?
Well, the last one was from yesterday. Why? What do you think?
If they were old carcasses, we'd be ignoring it. But fresh meat is a different matter.
Did you say meat?
Have you seen how many insects walk around the hive missing limbs?
We've had the misfortune to see that, yes.
The Clawvillian gourmets pay fat little fortunes for fresh body parts.
To eat them?
Well, they're not going to put them on display, that's for sure.
So you think the clan sells fresh body parts on the black market?
could be one reason for digging up bodies, but it could be something else entirely.
Which is...
We don't know, Mr. Featherland. You're the detective, not us. But we're sure you'll get to the bottom of it.
You really do see everything. What do you think the clan is playing for? And where do they get their resources?
For the clan, hiding in the hive was a great idea. But they cut themselves off from the rest of the city with it. So they must have connections or help from beyond the walls.
Another gang? Maybe they've teamed up with someone. The Black Scales. The Furies, maybe.
I don't think so, Mr. Featherland. All the criminal organizations in Clawville are different. But they all have one thing in common. They all want absolute power.
What are you implying? Who can support them from beyond the walls?
Whose interest do you think it would be to aid and abet the clan and get here? Whose interest is it for the hive to slowly bleed itself dry? For someone who has a problem with the very existence of it.
You mean...
Yes, exactly, Mr. Featherland.
Sweet furry feather. You claim that the clan is funded by the crown?
We're not saying it is, but the city government is currently benefiting from the fact that the hive is getting on with its infighting instead of causing trouble on a big scale. You know, peace negotiations are coming.
What does that have to do with the disappearance of a few bodies of ordinary citizens? Even if, like you say, isn't that just more fuel for the fire?
It might be. Perhaps it's for a different purpose, Mr. Featherland. That detective, that private eye who was working on this.
Private eye?
Frank Castellini. Or, as many called him, half-armed Frank, which we always thought was funny, because he's only one arm short of the ball.
Shit, Frank.
The fool obsessed with pursuing Nick and the plan. He discovered something significant. Maybe he found out exactly where they were hiding.
Thank you for telling me.
We're surprised to see it ourselves, but we're glad to help.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. So Frank Castellini, right? We know him. And in fact, they were friends.
We thought the cops didn't like private eyes.
Now, Frank's helped us out with a lot, Pass. And in return, we turned a blind eye when he snooped where he shouldn't have.
There was a time when cooperation between animals and insects was commonplace.
It was just a shit and but my part lived in the hive's neighborhood for quite some time.
Oh, really?
It used to be a great neighborhood, man.
This was meant to make us sympathize with you and your cause. You've succeeded. You see, we're old and sentimental. But we have something else, too.
Beautiful.
what I meant. We're practical, which means if you really want our help, you will have to do something for us in return.
Seems like a fair offer. We're listening.
Frank was never a friend, nor an enemy. He's the kind of man who doesn't belong to either side. Always walking in shades between them. But not so long ago, we had a quarrel. And he's taken something from us that's very dear to our hearts.
You want us to bring back this something?
Bring it back? No, we don't want it back. You won't be able to do that. Just let us where it is. We'll take care of the rest.
You're being deliberately vague, am I right?
Sometimes it's best if you know exactly what you need to know. If you get the information we want, you can guarantee the Great Web will be on your side when you clash with the Golden Fang clan.
When? Not if.
We have no doubt that if you follow the trail your friend Frank has set out on, it will eventually lead you to the clan's trap.
Okay, you got a deal. We'll meet again soon.
I look forward to it, detectives. But I'd hurry if I were you. Your friend Frank could be in serious trouble.
Furry hell. Frank. What has he got himself into?
Exactly what we're about to get ourselves into, partner. If you're ready.
What do you mean, ready? I'm always ready. In fact, I was born ready.
I don't mean that. I just mean, what's going on with you and Laura? There's enough shit going on. I don't want to stir up anymore.
Clock that. It's what you do best, Boss Bird. And let's keep it that way, okay? You drive, I follow, we get shot at, we survive, but just barely, and most importantly, we don't talk about personal shit. Deal?
You know, buddy, that's the best deal I ever heard.
Now you're talking. Hey, buddy. Change of outfit?
Huh? What the fuck are you clucking about?
Honestly, I don't mind you not having that ugly rifle.
What's the chick talking about?
Marty, he's not...
I think the suit's a bit much. Somehow, it's not for your kind.
What do you mean, not for my kind?
Marty, I think they're brothers.
Oh, so he and the guy upstairs are twins?
Well done, Marty. You deserve a cookie.
Sorry, good sir. We didn't mean to offend.
Will you get the clock out of here?
On our way. So, you are two brothers, right?
Huh? What? Nah,
Well, then,
we are not two brothers. There are 72 of us.
That's quite a family.
your mom must have been a real angel.
What?
And tell me, big boy, do you all work in this line of work?
What line of work?
Well, you know, how can I say this?
He means, are you all criminals?
Do you really want to get beaten up that badly? What the hell are you, suicide chickens?
Funny, your brother asked the same thing.
Just get the clock out of here.
Pleasure talking to you.
Who do my eyes see?
The one and only Philmar Lowe, private Hawkeye and professional boozer. What's this old featherhead doing here?
Looks like we're not the only lost fowl in the hive.
Not counting that weirdo pianist, of course.
Did we say hi?
Sure we do. I need to know what he's up to. He might even be in similar shoes to ours.
You think so? That would be almost like a crossover episode.
A what?
Yeah, never mind.
Oh no, I think I'm hallucinating.
You're not hallucinating, Phil. We're standing here in front of you, in all our feathered glory.
That's my clucking luck. Even in the hive, I can't get away from you two.
We're your living conscience, pal.
And what does my conscience tell me?
To stop drinking?
The pot calling the kettle black?
Fair enough.
Shut up, Marty. Not today.
I'll zip it.
So, are you on a little investigation?
What else would I be doing in the hive? Do I look like I belong here?
No. Actually, almost hurts to say it out loud, but you look pretty good.
Thanks, sweetheart. By the way, if you're so interested, there's a gang of dung beetles who broke into the local sewage treatment plant and stole some high-quality manure.
Is there such a thing as high-quality manure?
Son, if you only knew. Here, manure is sometimes worth as much as gold.
You know what? We don't need the details.
But I do.
And you? What are you doing here? Are you being teased by some hot chiquette?
Never again, Phil. Never again.
I can understand that. Well, make yourselves at home, if you can. They don't like our kind around here.
You don't say.
I'm surprised you still have feathers.
Yeah, it's a small miracle. Listen, Philmar, for someone who looks like shit.
How do I look so damn good?
Funny, but, something like that.
If you must know, I have a very rich and powerful benefactor. I get most of my cases from him.
So you're a paid private detective now, or more like domestic detective?
Laugh if you want, but you'll never make as much dough as I do. And my caseload isn't that demanding.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just be careful, boys. I might come after you again.
What do you mean again?
Oops, I talk too much. Leave me alone to drink and get lost.
Well, it's good to see you too, Phil. Are you here for an audience with the Queen?
I've already met her, but I got the impression she's not too keen on Clavillian private eyes sniffing around.
Yet she tolerates your presence.
It's that indelible charm of mine, Sonny. But how could you possibly know that?
Yeah, my kind of charm doesn't belong here.
Now get out of here, cluckers. I'm trying to work.
Looks like real hard work, Phil.
Martin.
I know, shut up. I'm used to it.
Sorry, Phil, but what's that thing on your neck?
This? It's called a scarf. In high society, it's worn wrapped around the neck or just thrown over the shoulder. It's great for keeping the neck warm, but it's also used as a fashion accessory.
I know what a scarf is, jackass. What's it doing on you? That's way too, delicate for you.
Huh. It was given to me by someone very important to me. Let that be enough.
Ah, so there's a girl involved.
I never said that.
Well, what then?
Will you get the cluck out of here already?
Okay, don't be so jumpy.
I think it's a nice scarf. Really?
Fuck off.
How come you're drinking so casually in the middle of the hive? We almost got hanged on the first lamppost when we got here.
Me too. But my client has pretty good connections here, so I've had a sort of license to fly.
Speaking of licenses, do you even have one? I mean, real, proper permission to enter the hive.
What? No, of course not. What do you take me for, an idiot?
Well, he's got a point.
I hope you didn't have too much of a struggle getting one.
Shut up, both of you. Listen, Phil, you know Frank Castellini?
Of course I know him. Everybody knows him around here. Why?
Well, I think he overreached himself a little and got into a tussle with the Golden Fang clan.
Well, rest in pieces, Frank. You were a great insect. Let's drink to that.
Don't be silly, Phil. He's still alive. At least we hope he is. But maybe not for long. Heard anything from him?
I heard he had a case involving the closing of the textile factory, but that's all I know.
Yeah, we heard about that too. Strange. But thanks anyway.
I hope you find him still alive. He's a good guy.
Huh? Anything else?
Oh, no, nothing. We're going.
Hey, old bird. We spoke to the Queen.
Ah, good for you.
She'll welcome you back if you stop drinking and heal your hands somehow.
Well, it's easy for you to say. Nice outlook, but it would take a miracle doctor to do that. Someone who knows bones and medicine almost like some ancient shaman or something. Someone who's not even afraid of the other side. The occult, even. Someone who...
Who?
I think we're on the same page here, Boss Bird.
Yeah. Bubo.
Who?
Exactly. You'll find out soon enough, pal. Just hang on tight. We'll be back.
So be it, Boss Bird.
Hey, only this meat wagon can call me that, okay?
Okay, whatever.
What? Need something?
No, we're, good for now. We met your brother.
Which one? There's a few.
Just as cute as you are, only he's got a stick instead of a gun.
Oh, yeah. Brutus, the brains of the family.
Really? Wow, I never guessed that.
What's that supposed to mean, huh?
Nothing at all.
Yeah. I'm watching you, chicken shits.
That's not the right way.
Yeah, if we're not back. Cluck, I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, me too.
What now?
We're going in. We're gonna find Frank alive and well.
Great plan. Can I bring Bertha? What? I swear I won't shoot you with it. Again?
Oh, thanks, partner. That's real nice of you.
At least not on purpose.
What?
What? Nothing. Maybe they know something about Frank. We could ask them.
The fewer people who know we're here, the better, Marty. Remember, this is hostile territory.
Because we're chickens?
Yeah, but mostly because we're cops. It's like the Hive is infected with something, but it's actually the very... I hope he's okay. Are you ready?
No, but who cares, right?
Right. Let's go. Just when you thought you were prepared for everything. Well, we weren't. It was dark. Then, as our eyes slowly adjusted to the lack of light, we saw him. Ah, damn it, Frank. What have you done to yourself? What have you got yourself into? And then I thought, if I don't get off this case, is that how I'm gonna end up too?
Douse me with nectar and light me with fire. If it isn't the bloody chicken police.
Hello, Frank. How are you feeling?
You know, Sonny, we insects breathe through little holes anyway. So I just got more air in my windpipes, right? Ouch!
Stop talking, Frank. We'll get you out of here and you'll be fine.
The hell you will. You always were an incurable optimist, Marty. You can see your way out of a ship that's both on fire and sinking, eh?
Well, actually, that really happened once.
Listen, Frank, who did this?
Not just who, Sonny. It's who and why.
Well, then who and why?
Oh, damn it, man. It hurts like hell.
I know, buddy. I know. But
Now listen, and keep your non-existent ears pointed, chickens.
yes, Frank.
Oh, fuck.
Come on, Frank. What were you gonna say?
We are meat.
What? What's that, Frank?
Cluck, he's delirious.
No, you idiots, don't you understand? Meat is us.
I understand, but...
Ah, he's talking nonsense, Sonny.
Shit. The light. I see the fucking light.
Don't go there, Frank, please.
It's really bright.
Frank,
Clucking hell.
Frank!
Fuck!
Yeah. It's over.
I know.
Meat is us.
What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know, Marty, but we're gonna find out.
And if we end up like this?
Frank dug something up he shouldn't have, and he spat in somebody's face. Somebody who shouldn't be messed with.
I know that formula.
Yeah, me too.
So?
Let's take a good look around. Maybe we can figure out exactly what Frank was talking about. May the great wild ones rest his soul.
Or the big bright light or whatever they call it. Anywho,
Come on, let's get to work.
this is not a good sign.
No, it's not.
Had he gone mad? I mean, was someone or something driving him crazy?
He was completely consumed by what he was working on, and I'm afraid that's what led to his death.
Shit.
Chicken shit.
Riots in the Hive, the King, the MEAT, the fall of the Wessler Empire. This is an incoherent mess.
There must be a system to it, but unfortunately, only Frank would know it.
Do you really think we're in the middle of some big conspiracy?
It's too early to say, but we can't leave it at that. Frank was involved in something serious.
So what do we do? Are we gonna interrogate the King?
Maybe. Better not. I mean, not yet. But later.
Oh, wild ones. This is gonna be a joyride. Look, there's something interesting here. A letter. Shall we read it?
Can't hurt Frank now, can it? And anyway, it's been opened already.
Perfect argument.
Now, let's see. Everything here is covered in it. Old newspaper articles. Zelina.
That must be the Spider Queen's daughter. So,
Frank helped her escape the Hive and Clawville.
seems like it. Wait. For the great wild ones, if the Queen finds out about this, she'll have us hanged.
Well, she can't hurt Frank now, but she can hurt us. Who knows how she'll react to this news?
And we made her a promise. So, what do we do?
We have two options. We tell her the truth, or we lie to her. Simple as that.
I don't like either.
Welcome to the real world, buddy boy. All tough decisions, no reward.
Ah, feathers. What do we do with them now? Call the police?
Not yet.
Sonny, the rules, the big book.
You're kidding me, right?
Of course I'm kidding. I love breaking the rules.
Joking aside, we need to know more before we make this case official. You know our colleagues would just bag him, clean the place up, and be done with it. I mean, he was just a bug.
They wouldn't even open a file on him.
It's unlikely.
So, what now?
We know someone who can help.
Oh, no, you don't mean him, do you?
Yes, I do. Bubo. Well, the old ex-coroner owes us a few favors.
Ugh, don't we owe him a few?
Well, it's basically the same thing.
Okay, so we're gonna cruise around with a clucking dead body?
No. We're bringing Bubo here. Once he's examined him, we'll give Frank a proper burial. Don't worry. But first, we have to finish what he started. And we gotta leave no trace that we were ever here.
Like ghosts.
Exactly.
Chicken ghosts. Or ghost chickens.
Are you finished?
Oh yeah, I'm finished.
Good old Dr. Bubo. He used to be a coroner at the station, but he was fired a couple of years ago. Too many organs and chemicals disappeared while the old bird's secret lab just kept growing and growing. Since then, the place has become a kind of backstreet clinic, frequented by criminals and bent cops. I can't count how many times we've been stitched up by the old owl. Of course, we never asked for anesthetic. We were too scared of losing an organ or two when we woke up, if we woke up. So it's mostly pain that comes to mind when Bubo's name comes up. But the fact is that the owl was a fantastic pathologist in his day, so he may have some useful information. Are you ready?
Can anyone ever be ready for him?
Well, not really.
Well, let's get this over with.
Hey, Bubo, you old owl.
Ooh, I really didn't need you guys. Shot, cut, burn, or what? Spit it out quickly. I'm having a bad day.
It's nighttime, Bubo.
Day, night, day, who cares? It doesn't make any difference for me. So, what do you want?
What if we just wanted to say hello to an old friend?
Yeah, and I'm the featherless holy virgin swan.
Okay. There are a few things you might be able to help us with.
Have you been in a no-go zone again?
Something like that. There's this case that takes us to some pretty dark and strange places.
There's always a case with dark and strange places.
Have you heard of the distant light?
Woohoo! In the Hive. You're not messing around, are you? Okay. I'm interested in this one. Just a little.
So, can we ask you a few questions?
Since you're already here. But don't take too deep a sniff. I spilled some chemical, and the truth is, I don't even know what it was. If we're lucky, we'll just get a little stoned.
What a prospect. No coffee?
You don't want to drink the coffee I drink, Marty, my boy. Trust me.
Okay.
So, ask your silly detective questions. Can't you see I have 100 things to do?
Well, no, not really.
Sonny always has some silly detective questions. He's really good at that.
And you could be better at shutting the cluck up.
Ooh, I miss this so much. I don't have all night, chick.
Okay.
Corpses are disappearing from the cemetery in the Hive, Bubo. Have you heard anything about this?
You're asking me of all people?
We know you were deep in the Clawville organ trade in the past. We're not here to judge.
Well, I am.
Those times are history, okay? I'm off the organs, or any other body parts. I've been...
Okay, that's not why we're here. Have you heard anything about the disappearances?
Afraid not. But if I ever get any salesmen peddling insect organs knocking on my door, you'll be the first to know.
Thanks. You are a master of bones, old man.
Ooh, thank you very much. If you gotta break 'em or fix 'em, look for old Boo-Boo.
What a slogan.
We have a friend who has a badly broken hand, a pianist from the Hive. Do you think you could fix it?
I can't tell you anything offhand, but get the guy, or at least his hand, and I'll see what I can do.
That's it? No, you have to do something for me in return?
Oh, you're right, Marty boy.
Marty.
So, since you're going to the Hive, speak to the Queen for me.
Why would you want to speak to the Queen?
That's my secret, okay? That's all I ask. Deal?
Deal. And the pianist will be sent.
So be it.
The truth is, we're not here to chat.
What a stunning surprise.
Remember Frank? Frank Castellini?
The three-toothed walrus guy?
No, but almost.
Oh, yeah. I know. The one-eyed jaguar with that ridiculous squeaky voice.
What? No, don't be silly.
Then I don't know who. Tell me.
The horned beetle detective from the Hive.
Ah, you mean half-armed Frank. Why didn't you say so? What's with that poor bugger?
Well, you're not getting that 20 back anytime soon.
I knew that son of a bum would run away.
He's dead.
Oh.
Oh, indeed. And we need you to examine him.
Here we go. I knew you'd drag me into some crazy suicide scenario. But no. The answer is no. I don't do bugs.
You don't do bugs? What are you, a buggist?
No, you clucking duck. But as much as it may not seem like it, I like to live. And I'd still like to be doing it in the future.
Come on, old bird.
Anyone who's been involved in insect issues since the Segregation Act won't last long. It's just the way it is. And your two pretty eyes ain't gonna change that, Martin.
So I have pretty eyes?
Look, buddy boy, I don't need this shit. But Frank was our friend. He was your friend too, or something.
Is that a yes?
No, that's a But fine. Okay.
What? Bring him here.
What did you think? That I was gonna dissect someone in a dark little hole in the Hive?
Clark in hell. Oh,
Okay.
we'll get his body.
Fine. And hurry.
We will, Bubo. And thanks.
Don't say that yet, Sonny.
Well, I wasn't planning on going.
There's this new meat substitute. It's called MEAT. Do you know anything about it?
A little too salty for my taste, but otherwise it's really good.
That's not what I mean. Something more scientific.
I don't know what it's made of, but it's not meat. And it still tastes deceptively like meat. Like chicken.
Chicken? How do you know what chicken tastes like?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to, Marty boy.
Have you ever had it tested? I mean, under laboratory conditions.
Why would I do that? But if you get some, I might as well do it. For a price, of course.
That's what we're gonna do.
Good for you.
Something is different here.
Busy times, boys. I'm a little more
No, it's like something's missing.
You mean Ursula?
That's it.
You feathered bastard.
Has the poor she-bear finally come to her senses and left you? Again?
Ooh, you know the situation very well, don't you, sonny boy?
And me. We're kind of like Bachelors Anonymous now.
She's gone again, but this time for good. You just feel it when they leave in such a...
Shit, I was just trying to be funny. I'm sorry, old bird.
I don't need your pity. Since then, I'm a free bird, and I can work as much as I want.
Good for us.
Good for you. Ooh.
But, well...
Cut the crap, Sonny, or I'll puke.
Yep, there's the boo-boo everyone knows and loves.
Let's go.
Feathers, Frank's gone.
Someone else got to him first.
What do you mean someone else? Who the cluck needs a dead bug?
The same clucker who digs up the bodies in the graveyard.
Oh yeah, you've got a point.
We need to take a good look around. The culprits must have left some kind of clue.
How the hell can you be so calm?
Rest assured, Marty, I'm not.
Whoever did this, I'm gonna finish him off.
Good, make it personal. That's always the best.
I think the big book says the exact opposite.
You see, son, that's why I don't... Damn, Frank.
Look, there's something in there.
What do you see? There's nothing else here. Just... There's nothing else here.
What about this?
It's a tooth, Marty. Or a fang, to be more precise.
Made of gold. It doesn't get much more on the nose than that, does it?
Just confirms our suspicions.
The Golden Fang clan collects dead bugs?
And murder is probably also on their agenda.
But why did they leave it here? Is it some kind of message?
Or Frank knocked it out before he was killed.
I don't get this, Boss Bird.
Well, I have a hunch. But it's getting late. Let's figure this out in my office.
You mean in that dark little hole you call home?
If I remember correctly, you don't...
You all right? I'll...
Good. Let's make like chicken. Damn, this looks familiar.
Ah, the smell of dust and broken dreams.
I'm leaving soon, Marty. For good. Soon as we...
Ah, yes. You're around the wilderness trip, right? But real...
Friends?
Yeah, friends. Like me. Or Monica, or...
There's nothing to tie me here, Marty. Since Molly left.
Ah, Molly.
What?
Always Molly. How many years has it been? Do you even remember?
Yeah, I remember. Every single miserable day.
Jeez, old bird, can you even hear yourself? Shouldn't you be
What, Marty?
moving on? Get on with your life. If you don't have someone to stay for, go and get someone worth staying for.
Oh, yeah, sure, because it's that simple.
Yes, it's exactly that simple. It would be, if you wanted to.
Marty, please, don't cluck about things you don't understand.
You're right. I'm not in your shoes. That's fair. But to leave everything and just go off into the wilds? Sure, it sounds romantic, but do you even know where you're going?
I have no clucking idea, and I don't care.
But I do.
Look, let's just finish this, okay? That's all I ask.
Yeah, okay. Listen, Sonny, about what the Queen said,
What do you mean?
that it all started with us? This downfall? Because we caused the Wessler Empire to collapse? I've never thought about it like that before.
I have, countless times.
And? What's your conclusion?
I've been over this a million times in my head, Marty. And you know what? Maybe she's right. Maybe we did cause all this. But if I had to do it over again, well, I'd do it over again.
Why?
Because it was the right thing to do. And because it was our job.
Maybe you're right, but still,
You don't know what would have happened if we hadn't done it. Maybe everything would have been better. Maybe a lot worse. So what's the point of dwelling on it?
usually you're the gloomy, depressed, pissed off, grumpy type. And yet now you're comforting me.
Well, maybe I can change.
Ah, chicken shit. You're Sonny. You'll always be Sonny.
Don't go weird on me, Marty, okay?
Understood.
So, let's get our act together and see what we've got.
A mysterious woman, missing bodies, the Golden Fang Clan, the Spider Queen, and Frank. All in one night. This could be a...
Concentrate, Marty. We need to piece together a logical chain of...
Yeah, let's investigate the cluck.
Is that your new slogan?
Yeah.
Work on it. This Milo guy was working in the textile factory, which suddenly closed down.
So he started to work for Frank, our old pal.
But the job wasn't long-lived. Neither was he, and even his body disappeared.
Along with several other bodies, so his wife came to you.
Who didn't paint a pretty picture of the Hive.
And then we found a clue in the cemetery that drew us to the distant light.
Where we learned a lot from the Spider Queen. For example, that the Golden Fang rules the Hive and is keeping them in its thrall.
And that our old friend Frank was neck deep in it.
Sadly, Frank won't be providing us with information.
Unless it's from beyond the grave.
And then his body disappeared.
Which we have to find.
And we know where to look. But we're gonna need some heavy artillery for the job.
And we can't pursue this case officially.
So we have to keep it a secret.
Quite a prospect. The chicken police are back in action.
Shut up, Marty. Let's see. Hey, you old carrot chewer.
Hello, Sonny, my dear friend. It's been a long time since I heard your voice. How can I help you tonight?
Sorry to call you at this hour, but could you get Marty a room, just for tonight?
Well, I was just leaving, but sure. We'll manage.
Thanks, Lewis. Wait, where are you going at this hour? Isn't it almost morning?
Oh, it's just a little business, Sonny. Don't worry about it. I'm opening the apartment for Marty.
Thanks again, buddy boy. A picture was beginning to form. Not clear, not a masterpiece, but I could pick out details already. Worrying details. A queen of a hidden world. A king of a dying world. Graves dug up. Bodies missing. A golden fang. And a dead friend. Quite a night. Marty's here, and he's confident as ever. But I can see the skin on the corner of his beak twitching a little. He's holding on tight as he rides along with me on yet another crazy, dangerous, and overly mysterious case. But he should be at home to save his crumbling marriage. I should be somewhere else, too, on that round-the-world trip.
What is it, Sonny? What's worrying you?
I was just thinking that maybe this is the very case that really is gonna end the chicken police.
Eesh, it must be depressing being Sonny Featherland 24 hours a day.
It is, Marty. It really is. We had to keep secret all day what we were really working on. The boss wouldn't approve the case of a dead insect, not to mention the lost bodies. So, with a few packs of cigarettes and a couple of pots of coffee, we waited out the end of the shift to finally go into the Hive again. The shift is over, Marty. Can we get to the real work?
Thanks to the wild ones, this day almost killed me.
Don't tell me.
Even the paperwork was scarce. Don't animals want to eat each other anymore?
See, everything used to be better.
Meanwhile, in homicide, life goes on. Everybody's just shooting and beating each other to death. What are we coming to?
I hear you, young fella. What? Why are you looking like that?
Don't look behind you.
Oh, no, don't tell me it's...
Santino Featherland and Martin McChicken.
Ah, feathers. I knew it.
I'm sure he just wants to say goodnight.
Santino!
Listen, Mon, we just came from the Hive. Straight from the Queen, Miss Zenaida.
You're serious? Well, I sincerely admire you boys for making it out alive.
Actually, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Well, we did fill our pants a little.
Just a little.
My condolences.
You know something about her, Mon. We must have a file on her or something.
Zenaida is a truly mysterious woman. Truth is, we're not even sure that's her real name. And there's no mention of any family name, of course. Some believe that she is descended from an old noble family.
She did have some old paintings of classy bugs in her lair.
But others say it's all just theatrical powder, and that the Queen, on the contrary, has fought her way to the top out of poverty.
Like in a fairy tale.
Exactly. It's all fairy tales, and myths and legends, no facts.
Thanks, Mon. That helped.
You're welcome, Boss Bird. Just let me know if you need anything.
I will, sweetheart. What?
Nothing? Nothing, just some strange sparks bouncing all over.
Ah, shut up, Marty.
Hey, boss. How nice to see you. Is that a new coat?
Yeah, it looks good on you. But we were just leaving.
Ah, not so fast, chickens.
Yeah, I knew this was coming. Such a classic.
I see you're still full of life. How about a little overtime?
I don't know, boss. My back's a little stiff.
Yeah, it's been a busy day.
All that paperwork.
And target practice.
And paperwork?
We said that already.
Yeah, but today was twice as much.
Enough.
Yep.
Someone's waiting for you in your office. You might pop in there.
But who? At this hour? There's nothing.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, boss, but whatever it is, if it's not an...
Featherland, do I need to remind you that you're only still here because I gracious...
No, sir.
I beg your pardon.
No, sir. I am aware.
You should have retired 1,000 years ago, to everyone's delight. But you're still here, on your own volition.
Yes, sir.
To your office, then.
Yes, boss. Got it, boss.
Shut the cluck up, man.
Yes, sir. Who the clucking cluck could it be?
Whoever it is, they can go cluck themselves for all I care. We don't have time.
The old bone chewer's gonna crunch.
You're right. It's better to do what he asks.
Anyway, why aren't we private eyes?
Because private eyes are underpaid.
Us too.
They don't have insurance.
Do we?
No one respects them.
Us neither.
And they're generally just pathetic, Marty.
So are we.
Good point. So...
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, let's go and see... Let's go. What can I say? Home away from home. The familiar smell of 1,000-year-old files, an unopenable window, an unlockable door, familiar scratches on ancient wooden chairs, the mark of a fallen cigarette butt forever burned into the desk, the haunting memory.
This gentleman here is...
Cassidy Lupus, the Silent Wolf.
The who?
I see my reputation precedes me again. Exactly as my white-feathered friend said. I'm Cassidy Lupus, actor, artist, and idol to some.
Wow, Cassidy Lupus is speaking to us.
Well, that's just fantastic.
Mr. Lupus has a problem and asked for our help. We don't usually get involved in such personal matters.
Just what we needed.
Excuse me, Detective Featherland?
I said we're honored.
You know, they say wonderful things about you boys. Epic adventures, bloody affairs, crime gang shootings, arson.
Just an average Monday morning.
Sadly, my Monday mornings are not exactly cloudless these days.
Oh my, are you out of caviar, perhaps?
Oh, please, don't be so base. I understand I'm from a different circle. I'm not as tanned and wild.
Don't listen to him, Mr. Lupus. He's always like that. But otherwise, he's a great detective, I can assure you.
Well, it's a complex and delicate matter, but I've been...
Protection? Excuse me, but we're detectives. We're not here to prevent trouble. We're here...
Oh, there's plenty of detective work in...
I'm afraid I don't follow. But okay, fine.
Like an interrogation. Like in a movie.
Let's hope you don't have to do it this time.
Just do what you do best. Don't hesitate, gentlemen.
Okay, let's see.
I can't believe we're questioning the great...
Yes, right. Me not.
Feathery heavens, please make...
Don't keep me waiting.
Yes. The actors. So here's the famous Cassidy Lupus, movie star. Arrogant, self-righteous, anxious type. He's visibly nervous, though he clumsily tries to hide it. He's not that good an actor. Playing on his vanity might be a good direction. I don't think the bad cop routine would work for him. But then again... So, tell us in your own words, what happened?
Well, I've been getting menacing messages.
What kind of messages?
That's the weirdest part. We actors get involved in this kind of thing all the time, but it's always about money.
Yes, go on.
I once had a crazy fan come at me with a knife because I refused to ask her out. Can you imagine?
Hardly, but please, let's stick to the point.
That's the strangest thing. It was a...
What kind of business proposition?
Oh, it's just ridiculous, but they want me to be some kind of publicity face. Me.
I understand. You're just too...
I didn't know you had such a bright mind. Yes, you're right. A great artist.
So you're holding out for...
There is no such money in the world.
Land, feather land. But please...
A little. It's bizarrely unusual. So much so that I thought for sure it was just some...
Well, that's what we're here to find out. Is there anyone who would want to harm you?
I've got a lot of people jealous that
You think too highly of animals. You know, behind their friendly...
I've starred in dozens of dramas and
You
living.
mean once you're dead?
I don't say that. But whoever's by this...
Okay, I get it.
Do your job, detective.
What exactly is in these messages? And how do they reach you?
You just finished shooting my picture when my son double handed me a letter. He says they thought he was Lupus and someone made dark figure of a dark suit and pushed it into
So this someone simply confused you.
See, he looks exactly like me. That's why he's my double, silly. But to tell you the truth, his profile is a little chiseled and his arms...
You think someone who knows you well can tell the difference?
Not from afar, but if that's someone whom you really intimately, they should have seen you on
Did you ever think that your double was just making it all up?
nothing. No, that's impossible.
I wouldn't dismiss the possibility.
As you wish. but I assure you that he's a man of impeccable character.
And are you a man of that?
I wouldn't say that.
So, what was
I signed a contract like this, and I signed if I wanted to by myself. Written in red, but not in blood before you ask. However, the tones was very threatening. Then when I went back,
what did it say?
an exclusive contract with some advertising agency I never heard of. Some kind of snake something. A new product to be advertised mainly on your bills.
Snake something. You don't remember?
I only remember the important things.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you still have that?
What do you think? I giggled.
Well, that clue is gone. What kind of product are you supposed to be promoting?
Can you imagine? How can I accept an offer when no one wanted to know?
Yes, really.
They said I'd get details later and tried to assure me it was worthy of my reputation.
Tell me, what are you working on now?
Just finished a new classic of the age.
Sounds very exciting.
On the contrary,
How's that?
it's because of Charles Whisper you must have heard of him.
Afraid not, but that's not surprising.
An animal. They say he's the greatest producer of his time, but I say
That's very diplomatic.
in the end, the picture will be a success, thanks to me. But
I see. That's good news.
if you say so.
So let's get to the point. How could it not be?
I mean, yes, I understand what you want to know, but believe me, that's not the point.
I still want to know. Leave cats. Cats? You mean
There's no other way of saying it. Cats are my weakness. Feline fever. But I'll get
what do you mean you're weak?
isn't it obvious? They drive me mad. They drive.
Whoa. Easy on the details. I get it.
Kind of. Sort of.
You have to trust me if you want me to help you. Is that weak?
Why is that so unbelievable?
Because it'll be in the tabloids. They'll gossip about it for 2 days, and then everybody...
You have no idea.
Featherland. And yes, I believe
You know, in the movies, they used to powder my fur
something about the lights. I don't know anything.
because it makes me look even cleaner.
I get it. But you must understand that even if you're going to stand here in front of me like a movie...
You're quite a character.
So I've been told.
Okay, so there is a certain cat.
Are you married?
Just a few months, yes.
Now I understand everything.
You have to understand, if that picture gets out...
Now that we've got that out of the way.
Ask away? What difference?
I'm sorry, but I have to ask. Who is the lucky cat lady?
You know, it's almost humorous.
Really? I wasn't expecting that.
Meredith H. Marble.
What? Huh, cluck me. You mean the writer? The creator of the Chicken Police book series?
None other. A real predator, am I right?
Oh yeah, our lives have been taken and torn apart by her, that's for sure.
You need to understand, that woman is a nobody. I mean, no disrespect, but she means nothing.
And why did you marry a rabbit?
Because Faye is the love of my life, that's why. This cat thing is...
Okay, big fella, calm down. Now, why do you think they're trying to kill you?
Maybe it would be enough, but I didn't let it go. You may think I'm a big fraud, a rip-off, but Cassidy Lupus is not.
Well, maybe you do have some nerve.
Thank you.
Or maybe you're just too stupid to realize.
Ouch.
So then they threw...
Mortally. The last letter was just a poster folded up.
And you took that as a threat?
It's called The Last Howl. The last part of a series in which...
That's a little on the nose.
Right. I knew right away I had to get...
So that's it? There's no more?
I think I told you everything, yes.
Quite a story. But
You know, Mr. Feather,
yes, that's right. Feather something.
maybe you are as good a detective as they...
Then maybe, I think. You see? That's what I'm talking about. So, let me get this straight. You have a secret affair that you've been blackmailed with. But because you didn't give in...
Exactly as you say, dear detective.
What do you mean, some? Are they saying bad things, too?
Oh, well, you know, that... I don't think we should go into that, Sonny. What you don't know won't...
Don't stick your beak in my...
Everybody's the subject of silly gossip, aren't they?
Fuzzy heavens. Right.
Yes, the premiere of El Wolf at the For all things feathered, of course. We're not even allowed in there. Come on, you'll be my guests. Of course they'll let you... Sonny, we have to do it.
What? Why should we?
Because this good...
You just want to go to a fancy party with movies.
No.
Marty.
Well, I think we'll take the case, dear Mr. Splendid.
If you'll excuse me for a moment, I'll discuss the...
No, just go ahead.
What the cluck are you doing?
I'm enthusiastic.
Don't be enthusiastic. The whole thing is dog shit.
But, Sonny, he's in...
Really?
Well, whether he is or not, do you think we have a choice? Blood Boil's gonna kill us and use our bones as toothpicks. And besides...
Me? Never. And that's...
You just take a deep breath and...
What's gonna happen to Frank?
Well, it's sad to say, but I...
maybe you're right.
Hearing this is like...
Okay, we'll help you.
Now you're talking. I knew I could count on you.
Well, if we add it all up, the trip... I mean, that won't be necessary. I guess we'll be doing this in our police...
How nicely summed up.
Yeah.
So, see you at the... Very well, detectives.
Don't get yourself killed, okay? I understand the king himself will be the guest of honor at the premiere.
Hector? Oh, he's an old personal friend of mine. We used to have cigar-smoking, brandy-tasting Clawville wildcard. So you two are close? He's practically my brother. Some people say we're distant relatives, but even I think that's just a rumor. Though I always...
Yeah, I figured that right away. Tell me, does your wife know about your...
Of course not. That's one of the main reasons I'm trying to avoid it.
I see. And the...
I'm afraid she does. She's trying her best to cure me, and I swear I want to heal, but it's so hard. You see, as soon as I entered the station...
I wouldn't worry about Miss Vasquez. She'd bite you in half. But I...
As am I. You know, once you get...
I believe you, Mr. Lu. So how did you meet Meredith?
It was quite a strange story. I hadn't even heard of her before. But then, suddenly, it came up that she might write... Of course, I was very interested, although I must admit I was enamored by her. Well, she's not a small-town woman.
Marty, a little professionalism, please.
Oh, you know, I offered her a drink. Then things happened.
You slept with her, right?
What could I do?
Right. That's the only option.
And they photographed you. What a coincidence.
Yeah, too much of a coincidence for my taste. Crest deep in trouble. Hey, Mon, tell me, what the hell?
You know what?
You don't know?
Yeah, that's just it.
That's outrageous.
Right? But I'm not...
Good, get the old bone...
Oh, I will.
Listen, Mon, what do you know about this Lupus fella?
Well...
Sonny didn't even know he was a movie star.
What? Where do you live, Boss Bird? In a cave?
There you go, old man. What did I tell you?
Leave me the cluck alone. So who is this guy?
Oh, as Marty says, a movie star, a personal friend of the king. And he's got quite a reputation.
Yeah, well, he seems like a big jerk to me. And
How so?
Well, apparently someone plans to kill him at...
No one.
what?
Oh, forget it. So what's the...
Yeah, like babies.
More like bodyguard.
In this case, same thing.
That's an understatement.
Wait, Mon, do you know Lupe?
What? No, I don't even...
Yeah, okay.
But just beware, boys. You know, movie stars like him always have...
Oh, come on, Mon. It's a classic.
Yeah,
But we'll be there to make sure nothing...
Yeah, sure. Listen, Marty, can you go get some
What? We had like 5 jugs already today.
It's the last one. Then I swear I'll stop, but...
Okay. All right.
Thanks, young fella.
Did you just dump Marty?
I need to ask you a favor.
Uh-oh, that's a bad start.
Blood Boil wants us to go to the movie premiere and watch for Luke.
So far, so good.
But we have other things to do, so I'm going to tell Marty to leave the evening discreetly.
That's all so clear, so...
I need you.
Ah, you finally said it.
No, not like that. Listen, without Marty, I'm lost in the crowd.
How so?
And I can't stand the crowd. I don't like crowds. I need someone to keep me grounded so I don't freak out.
Oh, so I'll be...
Something like that.
I'm really honored. But listen, Sonny.
Yeah, okay. You're right.
But I'll do it.
What?
I'll be there, Sonny. And I'm gonna take...
What? No, you don't have to.
I'll be there, okay?
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
You'll owe me a coffee for it. A normal.
You got a deal, Mom.
Hey, I brought the coffee.
You know what? You were right. I should take care of my heart.
Are you kidding me?
Sorry, buddy.
Mon?
Leave me out of this.
Something still smells fishy.
You think Lupus didn't tell you everything?
Of course not. And we don't know enough about him.
I know all his movies by heart.
Thanks, Marty. That's a...
You're just saying that.
Listen, why don't you go home and try to reconcile with Laura?
Oh, so you're gonna dump me again?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna go home and get my shit together.
What do you want with Mr. Bunny Ears?
You know, he used to move in some pretty high circles. As far as I can tell, he's managed to climb back.
That's not a bad...
Relax, Marty. You
think so?
I think so. You can't run away forever.
You've been doing it for years.
That's beside the point, Marty.
It's kind of weird getting her...
Shut up.
What else do you want? Go on.
Sir, are you all right?
Wait, what?
You know, in the old days, you would have thrown this clown out.
Sonny, I don't think we should do this.
Leave it, Martin. Santino's right. A few years ago, I would have. But those days are gone.
What do you mean?
Just look at me. I haven't been the same since the massacre. And neither has the city. The gangs are tearing us apart. And we need all the...
You mean the king?
Men like Lupus are the king's lackeys. If we help them, we help ourselves. And...
I see. Well, thank you.
Just get things done. And
That's unusually...
You see?
We'll do what we can, Chief.
If you don't mind me asking, boss, how come Moses and Plato aren't in charge of this buffoonery?
They're on other important business, Santino. And Lupus,
He's got a problem with Fox?
Moses and Plato have known Mr. Lupus for some time. But if you want to know more...
I will. We've been so close.
Really? I think I missed...
Tell me, boss, will the king really be at this?
Sonny, the king is a big fan of cinema and especially historical...
The king is indeed a lover of cinema. And yes, he will.
I thought it was going to be us.
You'll have to do a lot of toasting at parties like this.
Yeah, thanks. I'll pass.
Oh, one more thing.
That's what I'm wearing now.
Got it, Chief.